Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Crafts with Katie on Thursday today. If you haven't been following along with Zoo School, this week is all about gross things. We're calling it Ickyology week. So it's all about maybe gross things that animals eat or gross things that animals do. And we're having a lot of fun. Gross things are fun, right? Kids love gross things, and so do we here at the zoo. So today our craft is a paper plate vulture. This is what we're gonna make today. Okay, so it's just made out of a paper plate. It's fairly simple to do, and there's not a lot of materials that you need. So we're gonna wait just a couple seconds until everybody gets on board with us and can join us and make it along with us if you'd like to. Just remember, all of our activities are posted on our website at tulsazoo.org/kids, and you can go there and get all of our past Zoo School stuff as well as things that are for the current week as well. So all of our videos that are live on Facebook are also posted afterwards to YouTube. So if you have friends that don't have Facebook and still would like to utilize these videos, you can get them on our website. They're all linked to YouTube. So really great. So let's go ahead and get started with our craft today. So our vulture, our paper plate vulture, the sun's a bit weird today. There we go. Paper plate vulture, super simple, easy craft to do. So our directions, like I said before, are on our website, tulsazoo.org/kids, and we are making a paper plate vulture. Now remember, this is Ickyology week. A lot of people think vultures are pretty gross. And as a bird themselves, they're not really gross, but they do kind of do some gross things. So one of my favorite things that they do that's gross is they like to go to the bathroom on their legs, and that actually helps them stay cool in the summer. So it helps them cool down as the bathroom goes, it evaporates off their legs, it cools them down. So that's a pretty fun fact. Also, when they're threatened or scared, they throw up, which is really gross because it's really goopy and nasty and smells really bad. So that's gross too. So vultures can be a bit gross, but they are really important. So I don't want to say vultures are gross, that we don't need them around, because we definitely do, because vultures eat, they also eat gross things, right? They eat dead animals, and if we didn't have them, so they're scavengers, so if we didn't have them, we would unfortunately have a lot of deadness around us. So they take care of that. They're like the cleanup crew. So they're really great to have around. But, so directions. Now, in addition to these directions, you will need the template. Okay, so a template was created. Our marketing team to put this together for me. So this is the template. Okay, and you can see it's a little bit cut off here, which is fine. A paper plate is actually too big to fit on a single sheet of paper, but you don't need that part of the template. So you just need the important bits, right? Okay, so directions on our website, template on our website. Go there and get them. We're making, just for you that joined us late, we're making this vulture craft. So other materials that we need, super simple materials, paper plate, okay, just a regular cheap paper plate. Markers, I didn't bring markers today. I brought crayons. I'm in a crayon mood today. Crayons, so something to color with, basically. A pencil or a pen or something to write with, that's to trace. You can also trace in your marker, or you could trace in your crayon, which I'm going to do today. You need some scissors, because we are going to be cutting. We need a stapler. And googly eyes are optional. We just need one of these, so you don't even need two. You just need one eye, because he's gonna be in profile, so you're only gonna be able to see one eye. But if you don't have googly eyes, no big deal. You can just draw one on. So, and then if you have self-sticking googly eyes, like I do, you don't need glue, but if you choose to use googly eyes that aren't self-sticky, you do need some glue. All right, so super simple stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. And what you want to do first is, I'm gonna stick that over there. Take your template and you wanna cut it out. So you wanna cut out all along these black lines, okay? And then down here, and cut these out. And then you'll see these weird little lines off the side, and you wanna cut those too. You don't wanna cut all the way through the paper, you just wanna cut on those lines, okay? And I actually did this a little bit earlier, so you wouldn't have to watch me cut this out. So it's over here. This is my template. and it's kind of floppy, but see how I cut those slits? I didn't cut them all the way through. So this is probably the trickiest part of the whole craft, is just getting the template right. Okay, that's its head. Okay, so what you're gonna do after you cut your template out, you're going to get your paper plate. I like to lay it down and kind of flatten it out a little bit. Not necessary, it just makes it a little bit easier for me. For this craft, it doesn't matter what side you use, whatever you're comfortable with. So you're gonna flatten it out. And then you're gonna take your template and you're gonna lay it right on top of your paper plate. And then you're going to trace the bits that you need to cut out. So if I have it like this, I'm gonna trace this in bit. See how it's just a little bit off the bottom? That doesn't matter because you don't need to trace. There's nothing important down here that you need to trace. So you want to leave this plate round at the bottom. So, and you definitely want to mark these slits and where they are on your craft when you're tracing, okay? So I've done that too. I did it in very thick black marker, so you would be able to see what it would look like once I traced it out on my plate. You do not have to use this thick black marker. I would recommend maybe a pencil here, using your pencil here, because if you miss a little bit of the line, you can erase it and it won't show on your finished product or your project. This is probably going to show on mine because I'm not a great line cutter, right? I'm a good cutter, but not on the line. I like to go do my own thing. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this out. All right, now our vulture here that I made is a turkey vulture. It's what we see most of around here. Turkey vultures are pretty cool. They have that pink head. So they're all black and they have a bald pink head. And that bald head actually is really important to what they do. So they're eating dead stuff. They've got their head in a carcass, and they're up in there eating the meat off the dead carcass, and so they have that bald head so it doesn't get all messed up in their feathers. And then maybe the blood and the stuff from what they're eating might get on their head, but then it will dry and flake off later. So it helps keep them clean. It's really important. And most birds do not smell very well. That's a fun fact that most people don't know, that most birds actually don't have a very well-developed sense of smell, except for turkey vultures have an excellent sense of smell. And they use that smell, of course, to find their food. So that's a pretty interesting thing about vultures, our little cleanup crew, right? Nature's cleanup crew. I love to see them soaring in the sky. Okay, so I cut out, hello, I cut out that middle piece there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut these notches as well. I'm gonna call them notches. So cut down on that notch. And the placement of these is fairly important, so you do need to pay attention to what you're doing on this. Okay. It's not the end all be all, and you can recut them if you have a problem, but you know, just try to be where they're supposed to be. It will fit together better that way, right? Okay, so we've got our craft, got our paper plate all cut out. It doesn't really look like a vulture right now. It kind of looks like maybe an eagle. I don't know. And then we're going to color it. All right, so I'm going to start with its head. Remember, you can use marker. I'm going to use crayon today because that's what I like today. Turkey vultures, like mine, they have white beaks, so I'm going to leave the beak white and just color the head part pink. There are different kind of vultures, so if you want to go ahead and look up a different kind of vulture, maybe on the internet, and maybe make it look like that, or if you want to make a fantasy vulture and make it however you want, you can do that too. It doesn't matter, but I'm making a turkey vulture today. Black vultures are really cool too. They look a lot like turkey vultures. They have black heads, so that's why they're called black vultures. All right, and I'm gonna get out my black crayon. Now, it is important to note where we're coloring. So we're gonna color the whole front part black, okay? And then, So I'm going to do that really quickly. And then we actually have to color a section of, my crayon just broke. We're going to have to color a section of the back side of the wing. And I'll show you why in a moment. So I am going to try to color this. I might have to go fantasy vulture on us because my black crayon just broke. And I don't know if I can get this open in time. There we go. Yeah, no, okay. All is saved. We're good. We're back in action. Okay, so, and if you're using marker, if you're using crayon, some people are pretty particular about how they color with their markers or crayons and the direction of the stroke marks that you're making on your craft. For this particular craft, I actually really like to see those stroke marks when you're making the craft because it looks like feathers. So it looks like, I broke the crayon again. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like the feathers. So I particularly like in this craft to have those little stroke marks. So we're gonna color, 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 color. And we are going to, then I'm going to show you the next step because we are going to have to actually color a bit of the back side of our vulture. So we have this that's all colored. Remember, I like to see those stroke marks. And then you're going to need to color part of the wing on the back side because we're going to actually fold this around and you're going to be able to see some of that wing. So from the notch to the top and from this notch to the top, you're actually going to color that section black as well. Or, I mean, if you're making a fantasy vulture, you can make it whatever color you want. But if you don't want it white, you got to color it. All right. Doesn't take much. It's actually pretty easy to color with my broken crayon. All right, color, 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 color. Okay, so again, my front looks like this. And it can be neater if you want it to be neater. I, again, like it. It looks like feathers to me. And then the back side as well. Okay, and this is kind of where your vulture takes shape. Okay, so it's really easy. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of fold, but not crease. You're just kind of round out your vulture, and this notch is going to fit into this notch. So you're just going to twist it around, and they fit together like that in the back. So let me show you that again. It's a little finicky. You just have to play with it a little bit to get it in there. So you're just going to round it, and then that notch right there is going to fit in. And then they slide together and they fit like this, okay? And it kind of looks kind of weird like this to begin with. And then you just kind of fold it over a little bit, keep going. And that's why you're going to use that staple. So you're just going to staple it right there in the back. Like that. And there we go. There's our vulture. Yep. So all we need now is our eye. And again, my eyes are self-adhesive. So I don't even need to use any glue, but add the eye on there. Ta-da! There we go. That's better lighting. The lighting in here is kind of weird today, but there we are. There's our vulture, our turkey vulture. So again, if you didn't hear before, this craft is available, the instructions on our website at tulsazoo.org/kids. All of the instructions for all of our Zoo School activities and things are all on that, as well as links to past videos. And again, if you don't have Facebook, that's okay. All of the things on the website link to YouTube. So you're good to go. All right, well, we will see you again next week. Don't forget to tune in at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it's Meet a Friend Friday. So you're gonna see Miss Kaylin with one of our ambassador animals. So, all right, guys, have a great day. Thanks for joining. Bye.